After being best friends for 60 years, these men discover something shocking. I've written hundreds of touching tales over the years, and if I'm being completely honest, I love to share things that make people smile or shed joyful tears. To put it briefly, I've written so much that it now takes a lot to get my heart pumping. But time seemed to stand still when I first heard about Allen Robinson and Walter Macfarlane. My heart was warmed in a manner I hadn't experienced in a long time by their remarkable narrative. These longtime friends received the shock of their lives in 2017 when they learned they were in fact biological brothers. But how did these siblings not realize they were connected and had the same mother for 60 years? Both from Hawaii, Allen Robinson and Walter Macfarlane initially connected in the 6th grade. After their first meeting, their relationship developed, and soon the lads were doing everything together. They played high school football and went to Barack Obama's alma mater, the Punahou School. The athletic pals also played together on the Aloha Airlines softball team. They spent much of their lives barely 10 minutes apart from one another. There is little question that Allen and Walter were quite close. They used to joke that they would wed the same lady. Allen and Walter returned to Honolulu to settle down and start families after attending college and traveling to Vietnam. Both Allen and Walter were married and had kids. They kept in touch and were close friends. They sent their children to the same school and went on vacation together. This guy has always been like an elder brother. We would go skin diving, and as I splashed about and made noise in the water, he would be showing me the proper technique. He always had a long string of fish as he emerged from the water. The tiniest, and I had it, Allen Robinson said to KITV4 in 2017. The boys had been friends for a long time, but they were unaware that they were biological brothers and had the same mother. After 60 years of friendship, Walter eventually had suspicions and began conducting some investigations. Walter really requested some DNA testing to try to find his missing biological father. My oldest daughter Cindy urged us to find my father and said, "Let's do it." Walter revealed to talk show host Steve Harvey in 2018 that the kids brought me a present. The daughter of Walter Macfarlane investigated her father's background using numerous websites that facilitate finding relatives. She immediately discovered something fascinating. The test indicated that Roby 737 would be a half-brother, and Cindy McFarland Flores informed CNN that this was the case. I immediately assumed that they were linked through the father. Yet it was a perfect match when I looked at their X chromosome, which is exclusively carried by the mother. The realization that they share a mother hit me like a ton of bricks. Cindy questioned her parents whether they were familiar with someone going by the name Roby 737. Martha, her mother, made a hunch. Because Uncle Allen used to fly 737s for Aloha Airlines and everyone used to nickname him Robbie back then, have Dad ask him. Allen has apparently also employed DNA testing to discover more about his ancestry. His username? Roby 737. Walter said, "When we received the results back, we found out that Allen wasn't just my closest friend, he was my brother. I never had nieces or nephews since I had a younger brother who I lost when he was 19 years old. Since I had no nieces or nephews, I believed I would never get to meet my biological mother," Allen stated. That was and still is a really overwhelming experience. I'm unsure of how long it will take me to get over this emotion. How did these two brothers not realize they were connected for 60 years? We need to look back to a stormy period in world history to get the answer to that question. Still reeling from the Pearl Harbor assault in 1943 when Walter was born. People suffered from power shortages and air attacks, and the city was in chaos. Genevieve, Walter's mother, decided she wanted to place her son for adoption for unspecified reasons. When Genevieve's parents learned about their daughter's plans, they made the informal Hawaiian adoption decision to deny their grandchild. Cindy McFarland Flores, Walter's daughter, stated, "That must have been a stressful period. We have no clue what could have prompted her actions. We still have the utmost respect for her and recognize that the choices she had to make at the time were wise ones." Allen Robinson was born a year following the birth of Walter. After his birth, he was adopted, and he never met his real parents. For me, that was fantastic, Robinson remarked. The greatest folks you can imagine reared me. But, after having my own 2 children, I began to wonder about my family history because I am unable to respond to any health-related inquiries on official paperwork. Some people in their teens believed Walter and Alan were related since they had similar appearances. But no one was certain prior to the DNA testing revealing the truth. You can tell they are linked just by looking at these people right now. Even their clothing seems to reflect the same sense of flair. Although Alan and Walter have yet to locate their biological fathers, they now have some crucial pieces of their family puzzle in place. The 2 brothers frequently share lunch together and have many more activities planned. We can only wish them well and express our gratitude for sharing such a wonderful tale that has warmed thousands of hearts around the world.